Hi, I'm Julie Barrett. Happy New Year. Been away longer than I expected. Busy, but a little bit under the weather. Chemtrails, those wonderful, wonderful chemtrails. A lot of people have been sick, and sore throats, congestion, whatever. My voice is a little hoarse, but anyhow, I did make a YouTube last night, and somehow, I don't know if it was me or what, but I lost the whole video. So I decided it's January 4th. It's important to get one out. As you know, the inauguration will be coming our way, well, supposedly, 16 days from now, and I don't know what you think, but I'm sure if you're watching the news, more of you are awake than ever before. Do you honestly believe all this Russian propaganda? No, of course you don't. You're too intelligent for that. And I also believe that many people, if they didn't like Donald Trump before, they definitely have changed their mind. So, having said that, I think everyone's awake, and whatever transpires in the next 16 days will not surprise a soul. My take has always been, well, for the last almost 2 years now, that there would not be an inauguration. At the time when I said that, I had no idea how it was going to play out. It's just my feelings. I pay attention to what I'm seeing. Yes, little things that Obama may have said, but it's not any one thing like that, because, really, what did I have to go on a year and a half ago? But I haven't changed my mind, and no matter what happens, as you know from my other videos, I've always said that I believe God is behind everything. God is our creator, and all these groups and secret societies, I tried for so long to figure out who exactly was who and who was behind so-and-so. Well, it's been God, and the reason why God is behind these groups is A, he has some lessons to teach these regimes, and B, the people themselves, why they have not spoken up, spoken their beliefs, fought for things intrinsically they know are correct or true, especially as good Christians. So that is my take on all of that. The inauguration, well, I keep trying to think, meditated today, I didn't get anything. I think I'm trying too hard to clearly see what is happening, but I know a meditation I had last week, I saw the white swirls, lots and lots of white swirls, and then I saw the face of who I identify to be God, and I was happy about that. So no matter what happens, he is in control, definitely, at all times. So how is this going to play out? I'm sure everybody is thinking. Well, first of all, they don't need to do a martial law. Definitely not. So if they're with the Russian propaganda, if they're hoping that somehow that they'll be able to discount Trump because of that, well, so be it. I mean, they're trying like crazy, but they're definitely not ready for the martial law, so it's not going to happen that way. What they're doing behind the scenes, I don't know. I would imagine Donald Trump is keeping himself very safe, even though, they're probably trying to do things, I'm certain. But that won't happen. And how is it going to affect our lives if in fact I'm right and Obama's in for another term? Well, at that point, everyone will know that it's no mistake, And the good thing about that is you will finally see, especially those of you who have adored Obama, you'll see him up close and personal. You will know he's not who you ever thought he was. And of course, if that should happen to, on the 20th, that he gets back in power, our lives will continue going downhill quite rapidly. Excuse me. I mean, they have us so close to the edge of no return. You know, my God, money is tighter than ever before. Jobs, the jobs just aren't out there with their jobs that they're putting a PhD on. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So many people are suffering, and if he's back in power, well, you know, remains in power, we will be going out even quicker, quicker than before. I don't know how much more we can honestly take. Well, it would, I guess you would consider it to be a little scary. It's not to me. If you believe in our last days, well, we have certainly entered into them. And what would happen if I'm wrong, which I really want to be wrong, and I would love to see Donald Trump have his inauguration and be the president. He reminds me of a JFK. We haven't heard the words "for the people" in such a long time. Well, if he were to remain in office, I mean, he's trying to do so many things, addressing the important topics. He doesn't miss a beat. Unfortunately, so many negative things have happened. Just so many. I still believe that we're in our last days. Even if Trump should have his inauguration, I believe we are actually in our last days because too many things have just happened. I mean, there's way too many people. All of these things, all the disasters, the climate changes, our government has created. They control everything, and a lot of damage has been done, you know, to the whole world. America is so weak. It seems at times like the main attack was against the American people on the American soil, and that is true. So I think if Donald were to have his inauguration, he would strive to undo a lot of the damage, but I think we're still on this path in our last days. But the good news is the regimes, all those involved in trying to destroy the world, would definitely pay. And you know, people that haven't, you know, fought for what they know to be intrinsically correct and true in their hearts, they would pay. I don't think Donald Trump were to get in that magically everything is just going to disappear. There won't be any more disasters or anything else. I believe what he would do is set the precedent for the American people finally seeing all the injustices that were bestowed upon them from this current regime and the past regimes before that. He would definitely expose. I believe people would wake up. I don't know how much more awake you can get now, because everyone, I believe, has to see the writing on the wall. That's what would happen, though. That's what I believe would happen. So it would be great. It would be really great for Trump to be our president, even in our last days, because at least we would see America being put on the right path. You know, and we need a new world, though. Just like I said, so much has been done. God, and I really, really want to be wrong about my feelings, but I still feel, no matter what, Obama is going to remain in office. Oh, we'll know soon, won't we? About 16 days, 15 days. We will definitely know. In the meantime, when you look out and you watch all the fake news, I think the fact that all of our news stations started calling themselves fake news, people, people were questioning like, gee, why are they doing that? Well, they were doing that because so many people were waking up. They had to do something, especially with that Pizzagate scandal. Oh God, and that is so true. It's just a present day Franklin scandal. That's all it is. Yes, these pedophiles, they're everywhere. They're in government. What do people do in high positions that have a ton of money, and they're so twisted and corrupt and dark? Not honorable men, are they? Not at all. But these scandals are coming true, and that one just took like the whole internet by, it was like by shock. It reached everyone, and nobody doubted it. And I don't think you doubted your, you doubted when your news stations, Fox News, told you, oh, it's not true. I don't think you suddenly thought, oh, okay, they were wrong. No, you're too smart now for all of that. You see the truth. And just like you'll see the truth in this Russian propaganda. God, it's amazing all that's happened, It really has. Yeah. Wow. There's so many things. I don't know how much checking you do into things. You should be doing your own research. And you can't research everything, even documented things that you think are documented. Documentation could be wrong. If you pass something up because there is no documentation, you might be missing out on something really big. But one that struck me is in Colorado Springs, they have had things going on for the past few years, and if you read some of the comments from people who live there, military has been building up, I guess military from all over the world, and they have a lot of generators that they're, I don't know, I guess bringing into the woods or wherever it is they're going. They're building camps or what have you. But I've heard of that before, in Jade Helm. And it's, I didn't poo-poo it, I just put it on the back burner. But maybe if you know someone that lives in Colorado Springs, you might want to try and get some info on that. That's not for Inauguration Day, that's for a little bit down the line when Obama remains in office, which again I pray is not true. But you may want to check that out. Also, Deborah Tavares on stopthecrime.net. She has a good source, very good source, all documented, and there's a ton of info out there. That's a very positive one. You may want to check out these things. Definitely check them out in your free time. Do as much reading, as possible. You have to be careful which sites you go to, but do your own checking, do your homework. And two, if you're a parent, please don't rush out to vaccinate your children. Don't do that. Nothing like that has been fixed. I mean, if Donald Trump does get to be our president, a lot of this would be undone, even in our last days. It would still happen, but right now, your children are being poisoned. You cannot trust your vaccines. Be careful. Just be careful. They're doing a lot of things. The chemtrails are affecting all of us. I mean, it's like, you feel good 2 out of 7 days. That's a bunch of crap. And over the holidays, the month of December, they were really, really bombing everybody, and it's very sad. It's very, very sad. You watch our animals struggling to stay alive as it is, and just the soils are so putrid, and it's like, wow, this is genocide against the people. What the hell? No, nobody puts a stop to that. I'm sure Donald Trump would. That's for sure. But do what you can to keep yourself healthy. Take your vitamins. Try to eat as well as you can. I have the O negative blood, and I have always said that that's what keeps me protected. I definitely believe that. I still get symptoms. Very seldom am I sick in bed, but I feel things, and it's not good. And that's one of the first things. That has to stop, It really has to stop, But anyhow, so whatever you're doing out there between now and the 20th, just pay it forward. Eat as well as you can. Try to meditate. All you have to do is sit there quietly. Keep your legs and hands uncrossed, just like this. Just sit there like this. Do it with your children. I mean, if they can be quiet long enough, and pay it forward across the board. Be the best person you can be. Give back. Be good to the animals. Don't talk bad about others. Always be positive. We're all in this together, no matter what happens on the 20th, and we have to stick together now the best way that we know how. I do plan to be back. Like I said, I made one last night, but before that time, I was just too busy. And the last one I made, I didn't like at all. But I just had to get something out there, because it's important. These next few weeks are very critical as to what path will be taken on. And again, like I said, either way, I believe we're in our last days, but it could be a positive in our last days. So I'm going to leave you with this, and I'll be back soon, definitely within a week. And God bless you. Take care.